I had a discussion with a gentleman actually just the other day about that. He said, how can I do this? What's the cheapest way I can get into blacksmithing? The cheapest way you can go into blacksmithing is go dig a hole in your backyard, dig a trench to that hole, put a metal pipe down in that hole or in that trench. Sorry, bury the pipe. Well, you don't even have to bury the pipe. Honestly, put a pipe down there. Hook up that pipe to your blow dryer. Go buy a bag of charcoal from the Canadian Tire or local hardware store. Start a fire in that hole with the charcoal, and you've got yourself a forge. It's powered by your blow dryer that will get hot enough to melt steel, literally melt steel. If you're not careful and you put a piece of steel in there and you're not watching it, you'll go to pull it out and the end of the piece of steel that was in the fire will be missing.
Whoa.
Yeah, you can watch how that happens. As it happens, you can pull your steel out and inspect it as it's heating up, and as it's reaching that melting point, it'll start to sparkle. That's how, as a blacksmith, your steel is at the right temperature to get a proper forge weld, is once it's reached that sparkling temperature. There's ways to go beyond that. You don't have to bring it up to the sparkling temperature to achieve a forge weld, but yeah, that's essentially telling you that your metal is at that melting point. So I mean, you start off with that for your forge. Everyone's got rail yards, rail tracks lying around everywhere. All you need is a small piece of railroad track, say a foot long. Don't steal one.
Yeah, please don't.
Because and the reason I say that, you talk to one of the guys that work at the rail yards, you might not find it on the first guy, but ask around, man. Somebody will literally give you a piece, or it might cost you $20. There's so many blacksmith guys around that have railroad track lying around in their shop because it is actually a good steel to use for tools and stuff like that as well. So you start off with you got your free forge in the ground. Well, what did it cost you? $15 for a bag of charcoal, and you maybe had to go to the thrift store and buy yourself a blow dryer for $5. So you're in $20 now for digging yourself a little forge. You get your $20 railroad track for anvil, and then you stop at your local Princess Auto and you buy yourself a hammer for $10. And oh, by the way, railroad spikes. Everyone loves to play with railroad spikes, and you talk to the same guy that gave you the railroad track. He'll probably give you a couple railroad spikes to start off with. You can start off with a pair of pliers. You don't need a pair of tongs. Princess Auto actually just had a deal on. You could get a really janky pair of tongs through them for $7, I think it was.